What does a healthy devotional look like for your average layperson? What are your goals for your people?
Yeah, my goals for my people are, they're not complex. The things that I give them concretely involve Horner's system of Bible reading, which gets them into different parts of the Bible at the same time throughout the year, reading the entire Bible in a year. If they can't do that, when they can't do that, the other thing that I recommend is simply reading one psalm a day. You will get through the Psalms, twice and change in a year's time. I just need them to be in the Bible. For a lot of them, and this is true for a lot of Missouri Synod folks, especially people who are there every week, they're in portals of prayer, that little devotional. There are similar things like that in lots of different denominations. That's okay. That has them jumping around, I think, a little too much. And of course, is kind of the parameters of that are controlled by the writer of the devotion. So that can be limiting in its way. I would prefer if they just take scripture on its own terms and become familiar with that. So I will even say, as you get more familiar with the Bible, get yourself a Bible or some kind of study aid or something that has an enormous amount of cross references, because then your muscle memory will learn to connect this chapter in the Old Testament with that chapter in the New Testament, or this event in the Gospels with its discussion in Colossians or Philippians or whatever. So that's about as far as I go. I don't like complexity. I don't think it works. Most people are doing nothing. So I want them to do something that is stable, right? Because I think sometimes pastors themselves, devotionally speaking, are driving the equivalent of a Lamborghini. It's like complex. There's a lot there. It's very rewarding. You can go really fast and really far. And a lot of people honestly just don't know how to drive. So I'm trying to give them a Honda Civic to take places, basically. So the Honda Civic of Christianity is, reading the Bible. Our fathers called it meaning, not like 3 verses here or a verse there or something, but you read Matthew 1, then tomorrow you read Matthew 2, then you read Matthew 3. And that's going to build a lot more long term than jumping around. Then if you just start to use the patterns of prayer found in the small catechism, you know when to do these things. Why don't you read in the morning and then you read in the evening? Why don't you read for yourself a little bit and then in the evening you read with your family? Just use your natural times of rest to get your devotions in. Say a simple prayer, say the Lord's Prayer, say the Apostles' Creed. And as you read scripture more, you're going to be able to pray on your own in your own words very fluently. You won't even worry about it. It'll be easy. So I try to just use the basic rhythms in the small catechism linked to reading the Bible systemically, chapter by chapter, and go from there. And I find that's plenty for anyone. That's certainly plenty for me. I don't personally use like a treasury of daily prayer or one of those other kind of more complex aids. I'm really just reading large chunks of scripture at a time, sometimes the whole book and praying the Psalms.